The first trailer for the Suicide Squad dropped, we got casting news for Black Adam and Shazam 2, we finally know when Black Widow's coming out, and it's not looking good for the SnyderVerse. This is Trendin. Welcome to Trendin, where we break down what's hot in entertainment. I'm your host Brad Lambert, let's get started. DC has found their Dr. Fate for the upcoming Black Adam film. Actor Pierce Brosnan will join the impressive cast of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Aldous Hodge, Noah Centineo, and Quintessa Swindell. And I only have one thing left to say to you. Bond. James Bond. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. We finally got some Black Widow news, and Natasha Romanoff will be dropping into theaters and onto Disney Plus with premiere access on July 9th. Dropping? Too soon? No? Okay, don't worry about it. New poster? Yes. Also, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings has moved to September 3rd. I can't wait to get back to the movies. What a roller coaster ride it's been for DC fans, but it does not look like the SnyderVerse will be restored, even after the success of the Snyder Cut. As Warner Media Studios CEO Ann Sarnoff came out this past week and basically said they're glad that they released the Snyder Cut, they're happy for Zack, but that was the completion of his trilogy. Now they're excited about the projects that they're currently developing, and essentially it's time to move on. So, we'll see what happens, but it's not looking good. Shazam! Fury of the Gods has added Oscar-winning actress Helen Mirren to the cast. Mirren is set to play the character Hespera. We don't know too much about this character quite yet, other than the fact that she's described to be a daughter of Atlas and will be the main villain of the film. Helen Mirren never disappoints, so Shazam and his friends are going to have their hands full. Now it's time to review and break down some of the hottest new releases in entertainment. Let's start with the new Suicide Squad trailer. We got our first trailer for the Suicide Squad and it looks absolutely insane. Task Force X is back with Viola Davis's Amanda Waller, Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag, and the iconic Margot Robbie's back as Harley Quinn. You had Idris Elba's Bloodsport, John Cena's Peacemaker, and then Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. And 2 minutes later, he's ripping people's heads off and tearing people in half. And then at the very end, it appears Starro will be the main villain. Yeah, this movie's gonna be insane. Episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier was an absolute blast. We finally got to see Sam and Bucky together, and that did not disappoint. The action was incredible, and these episodes truly feel like mini movies. We saw the introduction of Isaiah Bradley. We have to see the flashback of him fighting the Winter Soldier. We saw more of the new Cap, who nobody likes, but part of you still wants to root for him. And then to wrap it all up, we're going to get Baron Zemo. What could possibly go wrong? We've had a lot of exciting news this week, but I want to hear from the fans. Supes, what are they talking about?
Thanks, Brad. So this week, fans lit up Twitter demanding Warner Brothers to bring back Zack Snyder and restore the SnyderVerse. This is coming off of the heels of an interview with Warner Brothers CEO Ann Sarnoff, where she rejected the idea and announced that they will not be making sequels to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Fans across the globe came together and let everyone know that we want to see WB restore the SnyderVerse. So many people were talking about it that it broke the hashtag record previously held by Avengers Endgame with over 1.5 million tweets.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like a lot of people to me. I understand trying to appeal to a larger audience, but it's a little too late for that. If the Snyder Cut failed, I get it. But guess what? It was fantastic. Restore the SnyderVerse.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was also making waves on Twitter this week as the most recent episode felt like a mini movie. It gave us the awesome dynamic between Sam and Bucky, high-level action, more on US Agent, and some awesome cameos from important characters in Marvel Comics.
I absolutely agree, Supes. The action, the music, the dynamic between Sam and Bucky, it really felt like the traditional MCU content that we're used to. I can't wait to see what happens next. They're going after Zemo, guys. Here we go. But what do you think?
This week, we're going to highlight episode 2 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Not only did this episode give us awesome action and the comedic dynamic between Sam and Bucky, but this episode went even further in highlighting the racial inequalities that are still prevalent in the world today. In this episode, we met Isaiah Bradley, who was the original Captain America. However, the government used him for missions and then threw him in prison for 30 years, running experiments on him while making Steve Rogers the new Captain America. This adds so much more to Sam's story now that he knows what happened to Isaiah, who happens to be an African-American Captain America that was locked in prison for 30 years and experimented on. We also met Isaiah's grandson, Eli Bradley, who in the comics becomes Patriot, the leader of the Young Avengers. And with Marvel slowly introducing members of the team into the MCU, it's only a matter of time before we see Eli step up to the plate and become a leader of his own.
This is What's Trending. I'm your host, Brad Lambert, and we'll see you next week where we break down what's hot in entertainment.